Do go ahead and turn to 1 Corinthians chapter 13. 1 Corinthians chapter 13. I kept thinking about this chapter this week, so thought the obvious solution was to keep thinking about it even tonight. A couple years ago, I was sitting out in a pew in Florida, and I heard a preacher take the congregation through this passage. And when he came to verse 4, instead of saying love, he said his own name. I think Mike referenced that same kind of thing recently, if I remember correctly. When you do that, if you read through verses 4, 5, 6, and 7, and you say your name instead of love, the passage isn't true anymore. But at least for me, it's a very sobering reminder of our aim as Christians. The whole chapter, 1 Corinthians 13, is very simple. Paul is speaking an important truth about love to people who need to be reminded of it. I don't think you guys are as bad as the Corinthians, but it's an important thing to be reminded of. So I want to read through this passage and say a little bit about it. Start with me, 1 Corinthians 13, verse 1. If I speak human or angelic tongues, but do not have love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, if I have all faith, so that I can move mountains but do not have love, I am nothing. And if I give away all of my possessions, and if I give over my body in order to boast but do not have love, I gain nothing. Verse 4. Andrew is patient. Andrew is kind. Andrew does not envy. He is not boastful. He's not arrogant. He's not rude. He's not self-seeking. He's not irritable. He keeps no record of wrongs. Andrew finds no joy in unrighteousness, but instead rejoices in truth. He bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. I already said this, it's worth saying again. That's not true. There are some weak points that prevent that from being true. But I am glad that I can say I'm trying to make all those things true in my life. And I know you guys are trying to do the same thing. Let's remember to keep praying about that for our own lives, to look around and pray that same thing for one another. This is our purpose. We love because Christ first loved us. And the things that Paul is so impressed about by love, he saw powerfully in the person of Christ and over in the history of God and his people. That God kept his promises, was patient, loving, and completely courageous in all that he did, always seeking the best for others. We live today in a world where people don't want to do that and even encourage you not to do that. This person is too much effort. He's not worth your time. Or instead of bending over backwards to help accommodate someone or serve somebody, do what makes you happy. That's definitely more important. But it's not. If you live the way the world's saying, there's going to continue to be an emptiness for you. And we've all made mistakes. We've all felt that emptiness when we do what the world encourages us to do. But if we do what God commands and encourages us to do, we're going to be fulfilled. If you love until it kills you, God's going to make sure the parts of you that die are reborn, even more beautiful and even more powerful than they were before. And that is an amazing promise that we can have confidence in. So it's a simple message and reminder this evening. Maybe if you hadn't heard this before, it's a new way to read 1 Corinthians 13, making it a very sobering reminder, a helpful reminder. God is love. We need to be like him. He's so forgiving. He wants you to be his child. Salvation is full and free if you come to him. If you haven't accepted that gift, now is the very perfect time to do that. And if we can help you in that way or in any other way, then come forward as together we stand and sing.